Hey Jaden, one more video. Figured I'd just show you an example of cycle breaks. If there's more than one cycle break in a solve, it doesn't happen very often, but it's worth seeing just in case, because it happens. So for this example, as you recall, just start normal up in your buffer. So this is S, and then this is G, and that brings me to the buffer piece. So as you recall, once you hit the buffer piece after starting off your corner memo, that's a cycle break. So S, G, cycle break. Moving on. I'm going to pick something over here just because those are easy, and I usually like to do, if the target piece is not solved, and usually it isn't by now at this point, then I will pick the target sticker, which is P. So I'm going to start my cycle with P. Now that's where I start my cycle. What I start my cycle with after that is, of course, the sticker that's in the P slot, and that is Q over here. And in the Q sticker is V, so P, Q, V, and it brings me back to where I started my new cycle. I went S, G, hit the buffer, decided to start a new cycle here, which took me here, which took me back to here. That cycle is now over. Once you are back to the piece where you started with the new cycle, the cycle is over. Now I still have two more pieces to solve. So once again, I'm just going to go and pick something that's easy to execute, and that's O. So O takes me to D, D takes me to T. That's it. Cycle over. And this is already solved, so I have hit all the pieces that I need to hit for the example. So one other thing to note about cycle breaks is that for parity recognition, usually if you have an odd number of letter pairs, you know that there's parity, and that's the same even if you have cycle breaks. So don't worry about how many cycle breaks you have. If it's an odd number of letters at the end, no matter what, in your memo, you've got parity. If you have an even number of letters, and for this one I have S, G, break, P, Q, V, break, O, D, T, that is an even number of letters, and therefore I don't have parity, which is obvious because all the edges are already solved, so no big deal. So yeah, this is I hope that makes sense for if you have more than one cycle break in one solve. Trust me, it would be solved when it's done. It took me a while to come up with this example. It works. Anyways, thanks.